Hello, and welcome to the Games of Divinity, a Northern Chronicle. A Northern Chronicle is an Exalted 3rd edition game set in the northern direction of creation. Join us as we follow the adventures of the monster hunters Atlas, played by Lauren, and Ursa, played by John, with Becca as our storyteller. So you guys had just finished traveling, you took out a hellboar just between the two of you, and right as Ursa snaps the neck, I believe it was Ursa had the tusks of the hellboar, pinned it to the ground, and then had a huge crack.
I think I decapitated it afterward. He'd killed it, clearly killed it, but I had off with the head so that he could have his trophy. So
just as you guys finished doing that, that is when the rest of the contingency kind of catches up. Because you were just that fast, just that amazing, and I did not want to have to roll for them.
Yep, fair enough. And I believe I was on horseback, but I hopped off. The first person who, of course, reaches you is the young Lord Kathack. As he comes up and on his horse with his 6 companions that you know to be his contingent, his group within the larger group. His retinue.
Yeah, his backup, his boy band.
I look. Do any of them have diclaves?
I'm not going to dignify that with an answer because your perception is shite.
I look.
Look, there's the moon. Anyways.
He does have high awareness, though, so when he's actively looking...
Yes, that's exactly it. I don't get good spot checks.
Fine, roll it.
Okay, then. Well, I get a success. What was the threshold?
They don't have diclaves. Shut up.
Alright.
Thank you so much. Okay. Lord Kathack comes up and jumps down off his horse and very aggressive in posture and straight up to you. There's no fear in his eyes. You can almost see flames lapping behind as he just looks at you and goes, "Show me your cast mark."
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
Oh!
There's no way that a mere mortal would be able to handle a creature like this. Show me your cast mark.
I mean, I'm fairly certain I'm the strongest man in the world. You saw what I did at the log toss. Then I got charged by a giant boar. You tell me you've never felt the thrill of battle? It's giving you an extra edge?
I feel like persuasion roll should be involved in this.
We're getting into social combat right now.
That's fine.
He wants you to show him his cast mark, so he's trying to...
He's trying to presence you into showing off having you respond.
I guess if, he's not necessarily the...
Oh, if she wants to get into an intimidation battle, we certainly can go that route.
Well, think about it. The guy's basically what he considers to be royalty, effectively.
Yep. He's trying to persuade you to do an inconvenient task.
Yeah, I guess persuade's probably the best way to go.
It's trivial. I'm sorry, it's not inconvenient. It's trivial. Showing your cast mark should not be a big deal if you're, him, one of him.
And the fact I'm actively opposed to doing so doesn't count in that?
It does count.
Okay.
That's where you get to apply one of your intimacies. You get to decide which one.
Excellent.
To resist it, and then you get a bonus on your resolve.
Yeah.
If he knows what your intimacies are, he can call on one of your intimacies to actually penalize your resolve. If he knows what they are.
He might.
He'd have a guess. He could also use oppose his guile to find out. It's the read intimacies action, I believe.
Rules judge.
Yes.
What exactly am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Presence plus charisma.
It does have 7 dice for social influence.
Okay, so if he's doing social influence, then you roll your 7 dice. I don't know if he has an excellency in that or not. So if he wants to augment it with that, then he can. This will be opposed by John's. Pick an intimacy that you'd like to oppose it with. The more powerful the intimacy, the more defense bonus you get.
I'm going to go 1 must-seek challenge to grow.
1 must-seek challenge to grow? Okay.
Yep. He's wanting him to do something without having earned it, so...
What intensity?
Major intensity.
Major, okay. Becca?
Yeah, I find that very accurate.
Okay, so plus 3 to Ursa's resolve, which gives you a 7.
Yes.
Do you want to do anything else to enhance that further?
How do I do that?
Spend a willpower point. We'll buy you a point. I'm spending a... Oh, he hasn't actually insulted you yet or anything, right?
I don't think so.
No. He's just demanded.
Okay. And is he calling on any of his intimacies to lower his resolve?
Any of his? No. I don't think any of the intimacies that really... I don't think I could get them to apply to me in this particular situation.
So, yeah, John would have the 7.
Because otherwise it would lower it if he's using one of his guns.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So you have a threshold of 1.
I do.
Threshold 0 success, threshold 1. So
how does this work?
Right.
Do I get to contest this at all, or is this just an automatic thing, which would be horribly broken?
I mean, you can test it by adding dice with excellencies and spending willpower and calling on your intimacy and all that. That's how you contest it. You can also contest it by stunting. Spending willpower, yep, we got that. Okay, decision point. Nope, that's not a situation in this case. I mean, theoretically, if they succeed...
Overturning influence?
I mean...
If someone has been successfully persuaded and you wish to persuade them against their new course of action...
That's different because that's if I try to talk you out of it, then that's a different thing. And that's what that would be. You don't have to do what he says, do what I say.
Gotcha. Yeah, how is this working out?
I mean, I think theoretically he just convinced John to do it. That's why social influence is actually pretty darn effective.
This is... Okay.
Now, he spent motes, he stunted, I don't know if he spent willpower or not, but like there's a lot of elements where he put a lot into it, and John's just... And you held firm. This was
like an automatic success thing. So.
He rolled to hit, and he succeeded. The damage is you do the thing that he says. Now, he can't force you to do more extensive things. Now, this is where it does get a little messy, hun. Under Persuade, you can convince somebody to do a trivial task, which arguably this is, showing your cast mark should not be a big thing, but without an intimacy. To do an inconvenient task, you need a minor intimacy towards the person. You need a major intimacy to have them do a serious task, and you need a defining to do a life-threatening or life-changing task. So that's where the task thing gets messy, because the guy is asking for a trivial thing.
Well,
but for you, it might not be trivial.
The difficulty of the thing might be trivial just on a basic level, but given the societal pressures, present, and the fact that he knows that Exalted are essentially illegal, wouldn't that push it up as a higher category? Well,
is my response is GM discretion.
No, it would push it up, exactly.
In which case it automatically fails. Okay. Unless he has sufficient intimacy to get you to do it. And let me see here. Characters must have an appropriate minor intimacy to be convinced to perform tasks that pose some mild danger or hindrance to them, as long as it's not severe enough to disrupt. So, I mean, you could argue he would have to call on major intimacy on his part, in which case, so with what he just did, theoretically he would have succeeded based on the roll, but he couldn't actually have asked him to do that, because...
And succeed. I mean, because it's role-playing, so right. I can ask you guys to do anything, but to actually expect it to... so realistically, what would have happened, just talking this through, is I wouldn't have rolled dice because... It
was a fully legal action, effectively.
There's no way that he could get you to do this, knowing, if he came up to you and was like, I need to see your cast mark right now, you would probably...
It'd be trivial.
Yeah, it'd be trivial. Because you didn't know that this thing isn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
You can't.
Alright. Well,
I'll fight you.
Then Ursa's response is actually going to be intimidation-based. He's going to lean forward, partially blocking out the sun behind him, as he stares down at this young upstart trying to give him commands, and practically growls out, "Do not make demands, little lord, unless you wish to prove yourself."
Is there anything to actually...
Yes, to intimidation, there absolutely is. Intimidation, as I understand, is basically...
Oh, it's threatened?
Threatened, I believe, is the actual...
Okay, that's why I was getting confused.
It can be also used as an instill action, which gives the target a tie of fear towards you, or intensifies such an intimacy he already has.
Okay. Mine is so much more complicated.
I know.
Alright, let's see.
Actually, I have...
Because you're not asking...
I mean, we can continue to try to do roll dice, but I just realized, how I'm going to role play out of this. So if you're good with that, it was good to be here's a little taste of social combat.
Oh,
we should read this more. Okay, well,
right.
So, growl out that and lean forward, and the Lord just looks you deftly in the eye. And then all of a sudden a little crack and smile on his face. And he steps back in a very relaxed manner as the flames in his eyes and passion have kind of seemed to be... It's as if almost someone had completely snuffed out that passion that he just had. And he leans, he takes a more respectful, puts a more respectful distance between the two of you, and goes, prove myself I might, but today's not going to be that day.
Feel free to find me when you have the stones, then. He'll say and turn his attention back to Atlas.
I will...
Where are the others?
The others?
I was told there's more than one of these.
That's when the Jarl kind of steps in, trying to make sure that the situation doesn't get more out of... Like, he reads the situation real quick and goes, yes, there are more from the reports that I've been told. I think it is best that we split up. I propose we turn this into a contest of sorts.
How many hellboars can you kill? Or should we go for the largest one?
Not ideally, if they're all roughly the same. I've heard reports of hellboars being mostly this size. Whoever brings the most back will be welcome to ride back with us. Looking specifically at your two groups.
The two groups being the Dragon-Blooded versus the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The one that is not able to bring more back, I would just politely ask that you continue on your way. Are these terms you can accept?
Been a while since I've been on a hunt.
It does not seem fair to me, to be honest. They only have 7 in their group. I say with a smile.
Lord Kathack kind of has
the hilt of the sword in his hand.
Yes, of his jade diclave, and he's gripping it. It's like, I was just going to say the same for you. We'll be more than adequate enough, but thank you for thinking of us.
I want to ensure a fair contest, after all. In any event, good luck.
He takes a moment, kind of looks around. Lord Kathack will start to inspect the ground some, and he will pick... He'll pick like the southwestern section of the area to stake his claim for hellboars.
Whereas Ursa is actually going to hunt. Now, similar to back when he tracked down the Great Terror, these boars, if they weren't native to the area, like they haven't been having trouble for years about these things, they just kind of showed up one day. This means this is probably a migratory herd of boars. And that means the rest of the group is off in a given direction if they haven't already set up base somewhere. Or they may have already been traveling on, seeing as how the food source here seems to be mostly exhausted. So he's actually going to see if he can track the boar's hoof prints back to a larger group.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think they're to the west. Sorry, I'm sniffing the air trying to get a scent.
Before you guys go on, the Jarl will say one more thing. You have until this evening.
Do we need to carry the entire corpse back, or will simply the tusks suffice?
You must bring back the heads.
All right.
Finally, my slicing heads off will matter. I say to Ursa as we leave.
Okay.
Ursa will point to the one they just killed. That's our first
one.
And then head off, starting to track down the others. So, wits survival, I believe.
And can I use perception or wits and awareness for my sniff the air thing?
What? No.
Okay.
I don't think it's appropriate for you to sniff for hellboars.
For pigs? Okay.
I'm going to spend 3 motes for excellency. Alright. 6. Ursa grew up hunting. This is what he does.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's pretty easy given the fact that it has been raining a lot in this region, so tracks over here, while are confusing, you're able to kind of sort your way through the village itself. And as you guys are walking through this small village with log cabins, you can see a few people kind of like opening up their shutters to look out and see that things are all right. And actually, the Jarl and his men will follow at a distance behind you to basically be checking in on the village itself.
So not following us, they're... Got it.
Yeah. They're not following you guys. They're checking in on their people.
You got the direction? Alright, let's go.
Alright.
And then as you point off in a particular direction, I burst into a quick run.
Yeah, we both will.
We sprint off into the woods.
Or the hills, whatever the...
Yeah, more hills at this point. And there's, again, farming land. There are some forests around here, but not really.
Okay.
It's mostly farming.
We dash off into the distance.
They've cleared enough of it that it's just...
Okay.
Okay, so you guys I mean, it's not going to take you long. Try to think the best way to go about this without bogging us down with a whole bunch of individual fights. Oh no, I'm not going to do that to you.
10 battle boys! Erupt from the woods!
I'll say what you could do is you could treat it like a battle group if you wanted.
And that gets really weird.
It does.
With animals.
It gets super weird.
However you want to handle this, I think will be
so I'm actually going to divide that number by 2, and there's 5. But they're going to be individual.
Okay.
So, but you guys are also hunting them. You know to expect this. I mean, you guys come into the hillier area, and as you raise up over the hill, kind of down until the next upper hill, you can see that they're rooting around, and there are some sporadic trees here, and they're just rooting around for some wild grown food.
Mm-hmm.
So we're approaching. We crest the hill and look down into the valley. And are they short range away, medium range?
It's short.
It's short. Okay, so we can dash into the...
Yeah, I mean, he rolled so well. You guys are downwind, so they can't even smell you. You guys are doing good.
So we could sneak up on them even further and get a surprise attack if we wanted.
We could.
But I'm going to...
There are 5 of them.
I know. So I turn to you. All right, well, this is definitely going to be a little bit more challenging. I say we are weapons free. And I grab my silver diclave, or rather, I hold my hand behind me, and the hilt of the silver diclave pops up as it has having a will of its own, and it launches itself into my hand, and then I pull it out, and then my cloak unfurls. Unfurls? Full power. Got it. We could sneak up and attempt an ambush of one of them. The faster we eliminate at least one, the better off we'll be. But
they look roughly equivalent in size.
They're all adult hellbores, is what I will say with that.
Yeah. All right. How about this? You start on the left side, I'll start on the right, we'll meet in the middle.
I like it. So I'll sneak around using my amazing dexterity and total lack of knowing how to sneak to come around to the left side, taking advantage of the occasional tree and minor fluctuations in the terrain to mask myself.
And Ursa, even in the full plate, pretty much glides quietly through the underbrush to get into position.
With merely a -2 to his stealth checks.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to make me do it, aren't you?
Do what?
A perception check?
No, roll for your stealth.
I mean, I can.
We can roll for our stealth.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Go for it. 2. You got 2?
I got 3.
Alright, roll join battle, but you guys would get...
So, ambush and surprise are different things.
Okay.
A surprise is where they know there's trouble brewing, but they don't necessarily know where.
Mm-hmm.
If they're basically completely unaware that they're about to be in combat, then it's an ambush.
Yeah, so this is an ambush.
Right.
So we still roll join battle.
I got 10.
3 of them are at 5. 1 is at 7, and the last one is at 4.
I got 11.
So, first up would be Atlas.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will... And while we were sneaking, I did activate Strength Increasing Prada and Diamond Body Prada, because those both are seen like... So just before the ambush.
Okay.
You take a moment to do that. So I do need to roll for
Oh, yeah. I guess this is relevant for you figuring out how many motes you have recovered, because you spent some during that last combat. You guys were probably traveling for at least an hour.
Okay. So
go ahead and give yourself 5 motes back for that.
Okay.
Let me maybe describe.
Yeah, describe the situation. It'll help you with the.
And you're running downhill towards these things. There's trees that you've been dodging in and out of. You have the higher ground.
I have the high ground. I'm undefeatable.
The earth is soft. Mm-hmm. The sun's mostly not out because of how cloudy it has been. But given that it's probably mid-ish day now, it's kind of like that never really comes out, but you can kind of, if you look through the clouds, you can kind of see that it's not a lot of sparkle in there.
I stealthily make my way down the side of the hill, and then I flank from the left, I believe is what we agreed to. Mm-hmm. And I'm basically dodging between the different terrain in order to get close. Upon approaching, I see that the boar is sniffing for some truffles or something to that effect. It's rooting for roots, and its head, it turns its body just perfectly, so I can basically go... run forward, flash through the air, do the full martial arts, legs split in the air as I come down on its neck. Attack that it never sees coming, completely oblivious to the predator lurking behind. I need a success. I hit.
Good job.
Yay!
You made contact. Let's see how much damage you do to...
So my damage is my initiative. I'm using Thunderbolt Attack Parada. Damage is doubled after it is rolled. Okay. This is the worst decisive attack ever.
Oh, yeah.
No successes.
Awful. What?
I didn't even draw blood. I
Oh my goodness.
easily hit. Its hardness is 0 and nothing.
You bring down your sword, and at the last minute, the pig catches a whiff of you and panics a little bit as it is startled and happens to turn its body in such a way where you glance your sword off of its shoulder blade. So you do a minor scratch, but it is completely unscathed as it turns around, turns its whole body to reface you again, and you're staring it straight in the eyes.
My eyes and cast mark glowing in response. But it's somebody else's turn now.
It is.
And it's going to be a while until I go again.
Yeah, alright.
That was terrible. I was hoping for a decapitation strike.
It was a really, really smart move to go that way.
John, outperform me. It should be easy.
We'll see. Essentially, Ursa is going to leap out from the underbrush, and how he's going to do this is he's actually, as the boars have turned to pay attention to him, since he's just leapt out and tried to kill one of their pack members, and he's going to be starting a grapple gambit using Dragon Coil technique. But essentially, he's going to be grabbing the boar by the haunches and spinning around and slamming it into the hillside in an attempt to stun it or knock it unconscious.
Okay, so this is a withering. Sorry.
Because I gotta do the grapple gambit, and then I'm
Yes.
actually going to attempt to do a decisive throw afterwards, depending upon how many rounds of control I have.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Alright, roll it. 5? Okay.
to hit.
Am I rolling against you at this point?
It's a
No,
decisive attack.
Okay, so it's straight up against...
the defenses.
He loses the 3 initiative, I think, if you've got more than...
Yeah, I lose 3 initiative.
I think evasion would be the most appropriate. It would try to slip out of your grasp, so that would be minus... Its evasion is 3. So
Okay.
whatever that means, you succeed.
So,
But he was minimum surprise, so evasion would have to be 2 less.
Oh, is it? So that means you get 4 rounds of control? Is that what
no,
happened?
we're not at the control.
He makes
right now.
contact.
I'm just making contact. There's more things I have to do after that.
Attack us.
It's okay. The grapple gambit does go off. So now we do the control roll.
Okay.
This is a contested strength plus brawl.
If it doesn't have grapple in there specifically.
I have feet of strength.
Yeah, I think that's what we did last
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And any 10s that,
You are using that one? Okay.
yeah, any 10s that they roll count as one success.
Gotcha.
So let me know how many 10s there are.
Okay.
I'm also going to be spending 4 motes of essence for an excellency on this.
You get 110.
Okay. 10.
So you beat it by 2.
2?
Yeah. I got 8.
2 rounds of control, John. You got this. But John's like, all my damage comes from rounds of control.
Alright, let's see what I can do here. Because the thing is, I actually get to ignore its defenses for this. I can still get some pretty good damage out of this, though.
Quite sure you can.
So I am going to make this a decisive throw using Crashing Wave Throw.
Okay.
So 4 times rounds of control, so that's 8, plus all the other junk.
Yep. So at this point, his cast mark starts to glow a little bit.
By the way, what's funny is let's go in bonfire.
Oh god. Let's avoid that if at all possible. So
We'll see.
forfeiting 2 rounds of control.
Yep.
So that's an extra 6 dice.
2 rounds of control.
Yep. So +1 for decisive, and then
Oh, it's
extra
decisive.
+2
This is
per
decisive.
round.
Okay, yes.
How did I do? Let's see. Not bad actually. 8 health levels of damage.
That is really good. That would have killed it.
That would have killed a normal person.
Yup.
Significantly wounded. Good job.
Thank you.
So
But
now
it's
it is-
not dead yet.
The next one is Boar 4. Yes.
Okay. You have just... Ursa has just launched one of the hellboars a short distance into a hill away, and as he begins to turn around and realizes that the next boar is looking at him, rutting the ground a little bit, getting ready, and then just goes to trample you.
And he's going to be using parry to defend. Essentially standing there, partially crouched, hands out, and grabbing the boar by the side of the head and pushing it to the side in order to...
Gotcha. Yeah.
make him miss his charge.
So that would be one point.
So his parry is 5.
Excellent. I'm just trying to decide, am I doing a withering? Am I doing a decisive? Well, let's see. It wants to knock you prone. It did not reach. I only got 4.
John being prone would have made John very sad.
It would have made me very sad.
So Ursa clearly sees this attack coming, and you push him off, gracefully pushing him off and circling around him. So now you are, as it continues to follow through, because its momentum wasn't able to stop yours, its backside is...
Ole!
Yeah. Alright, next one. Alright, so we're going with one that you just attacked.
Yep.
Attempted. It's looking you square in the eyes, and it's going to get... you're already up close and personal, so it's coming in to just bringing down its mass body on you, and...
So it's a stomp or a bite?
It's a bite.
Bite, okay.
And it is biting, right in the shoulder neck area.
So as it's coming at me, I both leap back and use my sword to knock the tusk on the left-hand side to the side, throwing off the bite entirely, and spinning around, and in the process catching an eye on the rest of the boars that are in the general vicinity.
Okay, stun. 1 die.
So I'm up to a 7.
Really?
It gets lower when multiple people attack, just like with him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that doesn't get anywhere close to it.
And then there's 3 more, so I'm just...
Well, one of them is prone, so it probably won't get to attack this turn.
Unless it flurries, which it totally can.
It goes in to make the bite.
Mm-hmm.
You knock it off to your left-hand side so that its weight just comes down right next to you, almost stomping on your foot.
Okay.
The next one, seeing its other members getting attacked, is going to rush towards you.
So we're going to say this is boar 2?
Yeah, this is boar 2. It will also try to bite you.
As I spun around to knock this one out, I saw that this one was coming, and I very gracefully basically sidestep, and I see its teeth coming in. I'm next to the one, and I basically used between that and my sword to knock it into the other one.
Okay, that's the one.
Okay.
What's my difficulty?
6 at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't get anywhere close to that. Okay.
But I'm currently at a -2 to my onslaught. John's at a -1.
Yep.
And they're going to keep getting worse, and they're both all going to get to go again before ours reset.
Excellent.
Yeah. No, I understand you're feeling bad for missing, but it's going to add up.
Cool. I'll get
say.
to do some damage to you guys.
I shouldn't have followed up. I should have just gone withering and built up like I normally do.
Right.
To one-shot them.
Alright, so you've knocked 2 of the hellboars into each other.
And I'm basically surrounded by hellbore.
This catches the attention of the one that was kind of in the middle of the group and is going to come towards you.
Damn it, no, go for John!
This is number 3. However, it is going to just try to trample you.
Okay. So I see the last one coming in, and I basically do a flip, whacking it on the head and landing on top of the 2 that are the one that's kind of laying down. As it kind of gores into it. No damage will be done or anything, just cinematically speaking. Assuming I get a 1 die, yeah. And so I'm now at -3. Oh, damn it, that one was supposed to go for John. I can't take these kind of hits.
Alright, and then the one that I threw. I think it's its initiative now.
It is.
So the rules for... Go ahead.
Rules for a flurry, what?
-3 to all actions. It doesn't have to roll to get up because it's not in close range with anybody, and it's reflexive for it to move up, so it can still attack at a -3. Okay. It does take a -1 to its defense until next round.
Okay. It is going to get up, and it is going to come charging you. It is not very happy. It's got blood in its eyes, and it's ready to take some blood from you. It's going to be withering, but it's going to bite him.
And does it have wound penalties?
Does not apply.
Yeah, because
No, they don't just not apply. They actually act as a bonus.
I know.
No.
That's why I'm like, no.
So my stunted parry for that is he's essentially going to intercept the charging boar with both palms, shoving its head down into the ground to halt its advance.
Okay. 1 point.
I'm at 4.
Okay. That's
Dramatically
significantly better.
Shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. Got me by 2.
Oh gosh. Okay, cool.
So damage +2. There's a bite, you said?
Yes. It's 14. Oh, Lord.
Minus his soak.
Which is 16. It does have
Minimum.
an overwhelming,
Yeah.
so it would be
Okay.
that minimum.
No, it's 5.
Okay.
It's a good thing it didn't do the stomp, but that doesn't have... Okay. Pathetic. 2.
I still have 1 initiative. I'm not
You're not
crashed yet.
crashed! Yet.
So that one goes up to 7.
And now initiative cycles back around. Boars 4 and 5 act on 7.
Okay, well that's the ones on John.
Yep.
Excellent.
No, not excellent.
So
Can't say that.
so the one who flurried, he resets, so he loses the penalties, still has the bonuses,
Okay.
and then the other one will go as well. Yeah.
So, the one that just we'll do that one first. You attempted to stop it, but instead of like digging your heels into the ground and it pushing you back until it stopped and didn't have any momentum, it kept running through you and was able to actually make that bite. And so they're gonna shake its head loose and go in for another bite attack.
Can I spend excellencies at this point to bolster my defenses?
You can.
Okay. So...
One for a die. Two for a static value.
Okay. So I'm actually going to spend 4 so that my parry goes from 2 back to 4. Because I was attacked twice. Where is it trying to bite me, roughly?
It's going to upper thigh on your left leg.
So then essentially he's going to attempt to parry by lifting his foot and crushing the heel of his foot against the nose of the boar.
Okay. Alright. 1 point. I have 5.
You make contact.
But I get no bonus dice.
Correct.
Okay. Alright, so this means I get, since it's bite, it's 5. 3.
Of course it was 3. Yeah, I'm crashed.
So it gets +5 for crashing him, +1 for making successful and withering, and then 3 from that. So it goes up by a bunch.
So what is that one at, just so I know?
It's at 16 now.
And then the other one that's on you, you miss its snout, it still comes in and gets your upper thigh and it's made, gosh, this is so weird with withering.
Because it's just flesh wounds and or no real contact. It just throws you off balance.
Yeah. That's really what's the best way is you're off put, unbalanced. And as you're kind of going back, it's the other one's coming at you from the other side and is attempting to... It's going to stomp you. How about that? It's going to try to knock you prone.
Yeah, that was the thing I was hoping you wouldn't do. Good job. Well done.
Thanks. This is going to be another withering?
It does. Either way,
It's at 7. It could...
it would probably wither.
Yeah, let's do...
Spending 4 more motes. And then as it tries to trample him, like he's already struggling to stay standing with the one boar on his thigh. And as it like tries to run up and stomp him, like when it brings up its hooves, he actually twists and tries to catch the hooves in midair to keep its weight from coming down on him.
Alright, let's see if you're successful. 1...
What is your defense right now?
Yeah.
4.
Okay. Okay, well, I definitely get you knocked down, because it did spend willpower.
You did.
Alright, so you catch its hooves, but it's still with the one on your leg, and the full weight of this large, muscular creature, you are knocked prone to the ground.
Yeah, that was the hit.
However, it does no damage.
You are not further crashed.
But does its initiative increase by 1?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do the other ones. So 2 of them have been knocked into each other, and the other one has just run past you. Is that what
Basically ran into one of them as I whacked it on the head and flipped up on top of one of the 2, so I'm effectively standing on top of one of the ones that was knocked down.
We'll start with the ones that are underneath. The one that you're directly standing on top of. So the one that's on top is going to launch you off its back, twisting its body, and it's going to come in for a bite.
Knowing that I am standing on an unstable, not prone animal, I anticipate this and effectively do a backflip. Using my sword as almost a pogo stick, I launch myself off of its back, attempting to stay ahead of its massive snout and teeth. So I'm at a -3 now, so with that I'm at a 4.
It's got 5.
So I'm activating Iron Kettle Body,
Okay.
which will cause my anima to flare even more.
Excellent. And it's at what stage?
Flaring. And Iron Kettle will lower. Striking the solar is like striking a piece of iron for 1 round, all post-soak. So 1 round, 1 turn. Specifies duration of 1 turn. All post-soak withering damage is halved, round up.
Is that dice or is that damage? Like I roll.
Oh, it is all post-soak withering damage.
Oh,
no, you're right. It is after... Okay, so I'm not going to do it yet, technically, but go ahead and roll your damage, and then I'll figure out if I'm
I see.
do it.
1.
Yeah, I'll not activate that charm yet.
Okay.
I'll take the 1. I'm at 2.
We're down to 2. Yeah.
And then the other one, quickly, the one that was underneath it quickly hops up and seeing that you
4.
have your attention with the other one, it's going to attempt to stomp you and knock you prone.
That makes sense. So I flipped off at the other one's back, landed, and then this one's basically charging at me. And I'm basically, as it's coming in, I'm kind of left to spin around a little bit. And I stop myself, I grind my feet into the dirt and mud and stabilize myself, watching this thing come in. And despite my being pretty off balance, my overwhelming penalty is 4 at this point, I'm still able to slice at its snout as it's coming through.
As it's coming in at you, it's aiming more towards your feet, and it's going to try to launch you with its husks to knock you prone that way, like effectively doing flips. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. I'm going to spend 4 motes to up it, so I'm at a 5.
Alright, it is also spending willpower, because it doesn't like you.
No, don't do that. It's fine. I'll spend willpower.
Okay.
We can both play that game. I'm at a 6.
It still launches you into the air, but instead of you flipping out of control, you land behind it, doing almost the superhero knee down, and then you get back up for that last one as it comes in, running, charging in behind you, and it's just going to, like, as you're starting to get up, it's just going to completely run past and over you, so you land, like, prone with your face in the mud.
I will spend 4 more motes, and as it's coming in from behind, I sense it.
Okay.
Charging me from behind, and I basically did driving my sword into the ground, so it's actually knocking into my indestructible sword. It smashes into it at as with the speed of a freight train, pushing me forward across the ground as it goes. A massive rent in the ground forming, essence sparking off of me.
This is your first stunt that I've been like, yes, this is good. This is really good. I want more of this.
I like that.
So this is a 2, maybe, 2.
Okay. So I get my willpower back, and
yes, you do.
It goes up by 2. So I've been attacked 5 times. My onslaught is 5. I'm spending the 4 motes. I said that, and with a 2 dice stunt, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm back to 5.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No!
6.
No!
So I'm doing this, pushing it, and it's pushing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the attack, I basically, the sword tips up, and I just slam in the mud. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how I ended up prone.
Gotcha.
I probably take a footprint to the face, which is what you're about to do.
Damage. Haha, you lose 1.
I'm down to 1.
Yes.
So I will flurry as I'm laying in the ground and the boar snout is over me. It just hoofed me, or almost hoofed me. My clothing is completely muddy and torn at this point. As I'm laying there, basically launch myself up into almost a Street Fighter style Haruka big uppercut with the blade flashing. Slicing it up its snout. This is not going to do any damage. It's not going to penetrate the hide, but it's definitely going to knock it off balance. And I will end up landing on my feet. The mud that I was laying in flying off of me. You can keep it a 1 die. It's fine.
It's 1.
My overwhelming penalty goes away, but I'm at a -1 before doing the flurry. I hit with 12. 3, 4, 5 damage.
Okay, and it's down to 2, and you're up to 6.
Cool, and I get...
Oh, you're up to 7, actually.
Yep.
So you're clashing with 4-1.
Yep.
And then Ursa, who's at -2, and can't grapple.
Can't
However,
grapple.
I'm also going to flurry. I have to make a Dex plus dodge to rise from prone because I have an enemy within close range. I barely did it, but I did it.
Okay.
So he wrestles himself up off of the ground, lifting the boar that was stomping him with it, the other one still clenched rather tightly to his right thigh.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, this is going to be a withering attack, but he grips the boar by the throat above him and violently shoves it back, attempting to create some space between him and that one boar so he can try and deal with the other one.
Gotcha.
So.
1 point.
Alright, and their defense is 3?
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so 10. 9. I did crash him.
Okay, so this is number 4.
Yep, 4 is -1.
No.
So I'm at 15 now.
Oh no. That rivals my boar.
It does indeed. So with a triumphant roar, he shoves the one boar off of him.
And prepares the onslaught of the other.
As you see him starting to actually get some of his steam back.
Right, is it the start of a new round?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So we get our 5 motes
Yeah,
back.
we get 5 motes back.
About it.
So which boar is first?
That would be boar 5. The one
Excellent.
that's currently chewing on my leg.
Perfect. He's going to perform a bone-crunching bite.
Uh-oh.
It is a decisive attack.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your defense right now?
Well, my onslaught reset.
Yes, it did.
So I'm back to 4 for parry, because as I feel it starting to tighten its jaws down, he's actually going to shove his gauntlets into the boar's mouth, trying to pry its jaws open to keep it from biting down.
Okay. 1 point's done.
So you're up to 5.
Yes. I'm also going to spend 4 more motes on this. So 7, because I don't want this to happen.
If the attack is successful, roll your current initiative as the die pool. Double tens rule does not apply to this rule.
Son of a bitch. So it does apply to attacks, which I haven't been applying this whole time.
Correct. You got him.
Good to know.
Alright. But it's just it doesn't add to it, so I'm rolling 16 dice.
Yep.
What does the bone crunching thing do?
Well,
Don't know.
An enemy damaged by a decisive bite attack is inflicted with a crippling penalty to all strength and dex-based actions equal to the extra successes on the attack for the rest of the scene. This penalty can stack up to a maximum of -5.
Okay, so importantly, how many extra successes beyond his defense did you get? So 9.
9. So that was 2?
Mm-hmm. So John now has a -2 to all strength and dex-based actions equal to the number of successes.
So 7. Looks like.
7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mark those down on my sheet real quick.
Ooh.
I think you got through his -0s.
I think he did too. I only got 6 of those.
Which means he's also at another -1 to evade defenses because of one penalties.
Alright. You know what? It's my initiative next, and I'm a little bit angry.
You should be.
But it makes the big crunch and then let's go.
So as it was pulling away, while he was trying to keep it from crunching his thigh, he lets out a roar of pain as he can feel the bone starting to break while it's squeezing down on him. And he actually shoves his hand into its mouth to try and grab its tongue and rip it out.
That's cool. 2.
Right.
2 point stat for that one.
So that's 1 automatic success. So 4 successes, and its defenses are 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I hit it, and I'm going to do 15 dice of damage to it.
And this is the wounded one who just wounded you? Okay.
Yes. Takes 10 more health levels.
Ouch. It's dead. It fractures your bone, your upper thigh. And as it releases its bite, you go red with rage, reach it right in its mouth, pull out the tongue as it squeals mutedly because you cut its tongue.
Maybe with a little gurgling sound as it chokes on its own blood.
And as you pull it out, it starts to have that more gurglish sound and begins to flail wildly as it's losing massive amounts of blood until it just stops squirming.
Ursa angry.
Ursa significantly weakened for its friend. But yes, Ursa very angry.
Yep.
Perception plus awareness.
For both of us?
Yep.
Okay.
5.
Excellent. Alright, more than enough. Despite just being animals, they're aware that one of their own has just went down. They're very they seem to be more skittish now.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe if we take one more down,
They'll start running.
we'll break the pack. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to see, because Ursa's mad enough now he's going to hunt them all down until they're dead. Doesn't care how long it takes.
It might take a while with that injury.
Well, that depends on how many successes I get on
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
body mending meditation.
Exactly.
Next in the initiative order is Atlas and Boar 1.
Clash. The first clash ever.
Sorry, I'm doing withering.
Okay, then I'm doing withering as well. So this other one moves at me and attempts to
Yeah, it's just gonna bite you.
bite me. And I basically charge at it and slide underneath in the mud, doing the rock star slide on the knees, and try to drag my sword along it, the mud and everything flinging everywhere as I use its own mass to protect me from its friends. Mechanically, it has no impact. I slide under the beast and slice its belly.
Gotcha. Okay. That's all I'm trying to start.
I
I got
have
3.
excellent strike. I got more. 7. So I have 4 X's. So so that's its turn, is the clash. Mm-hmm. So I got 4 nets. So I do good, because I hit 2.
Alright, so you do a total of 5.
5.
So Boar 1 is down to 2. Has a -2 to their defenses.
And I gain 6.
Let's see, you're up to 13. Next is Boar 2.
So sliding out from the other side.
It's going to attempt to take advantage of your more prone-like state and stomp you again.
Oh, I like this. So as I'm sliding, I see the other boar coming in from the other side, and I basically stab my sword into the ground, using it to swing myself around out of the way. I'm parrying to the ground. So 7.
That's not enough. That's only 5. And then last one. That was 2.
Yep, the last one's 3.
So that one's also
Well,
on me.
there's 3 and 4 still have turn.
This one, concerned that one of its pack mates has gone down, is going to charge you, and it's not really thinking revenge so much, but that's essentially what's happening.
Okay. So is it attempting a bite or a trample or?
It's attempting a bite.
Okay. My defense then, parry like normal. Turning to having killed the one, he sets his sights on the other, his eyes burning with rage, still suffering from the aftershocks of the broken thigh bone. Not shying away at all as it charges in, he actually leans into it and grabs it on both sides of its head, just staring into its eyes.
Oh gosh. Sure, 1 die. Or 1 point.
What is your defense now?
4.
Fortunately, she did bad.
I did real bad. It did not spend willpower.
So I think you get one of the other... Was it 3 who...
Yeah, it was 3.
So
that was 3 that attacked me?
So
Oh
4...
shit, so 4 is there. Okay.
Yeah, 4 is right there, and he's going after you too. And your defense is even lower now. What are you at, a 2?
Something like that.
Cool.
1 with Onslaught?
Alright, so what's it doing?
It's coming in for a bite.
Alright.
As you have stopped the other one, and you're holding it in both hands, this one's coming in from the side, getting ready to latch onto your left arm.
And I am going to spend 6 motes for excellency.
Are you...
Is that...
No, that's my personal.
Okay.
I'm spending it on
Okay.
personal, so
Okay.
it's not flaring. And then, as the additional stunt parry, he tightens his grip and shoves the head of the one boar into the other one to intercept the bite.
Nice.
Definitely, I like that. 1 point stunt.
Okay. So I'm up to 5.
Woo! Excellent.
Please no. Oh god, it did. Son of a bitch.
These dice love him. I've been rolling really poorly against him, rolling really well against you.
I'm not happy about it either.
6, 7.
So it gets 2 extra successes on me, but I think it still only does the overwhelming.
The 5.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Oh my goodness.
Really crappy.
None!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's impressive. So it goes up by
Yahtzee!
1. It goes up by 1.
And I take no initiative damage. Yes!
That's close.
I know.
So Boar 4 is at 0 now.
Yeah.
That means it's still
Means I could
crashed.
crash it again, maybe?
It's still crashed.
Oh, it's still crashed. Okay.
0 is crashed.
Okay, who's next?
Top of the order is Alice.
I regained
Okay.
5 motes. I will spend 1 initiative to lower my initiative.
Okay.
Okay, because Boar 2 is going to be up next.
I'll allow it.
Alright, so you're down to 11.
I'm down to 11.
Alright, so board 2.
I'm not going to act yet.
Interesting.
There's a method to my madness.
Yeah, they're starting to get frantic. Especially as blood starts to waft more in the air because of the one hellbore with
Without a tongue.
laying on its side, slightly twitching as blood keeps spewing out of its mouth. Mm-hmm. Oh, fantastic.
We're finally getting this to the point where I feel like we can win this.
You guys,
we're getting there.
The other hellbores are smelling the blood or being driven a little crazy by this. Number 2 is going to go into you with its tusks, bringing you up and...
So as it attempts to go under to lift me up effectively off the ground, I grab the hilt of my sword with the other hand and flang it down with such force that it stops it from being able to lift me up entirely.
Okay, 1 point's done. I guess I only got 5.
Good. Willpower wouldn't have mattered anyway.
I know.
Barely.
Alright, so if you're still delayed, then it's my initiative now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is going to haul off and... Like, he's currently holding the head of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to pull his fist back and just try and knock him senseless straight into the ground.
Okay.
Yep, 6. So that's...
3.
3. Alright. Sorry, what's their soak?
12.
Which works out. I do just enough to crash it.
Nice.
So, I did 3.
Okay.
So it's at -1.
Oh, no.
And you get the +5.
Yep. And so that's 9 total.
Total, yes.
Okay. So I'm up to 12.
Nice.
Good stuff. Welcome to the top of the order.
After that, so it's a bore 1.
Okay, I will act now.
Okay.
So you're going to clash 4-1 at this.
Clash 1.
Okay.
Alright, it's going in for a bite.
Okay. So it comes in for the bite, and I basically right into the snout, like right into the nose, and then cut up. Again, this is just a flesh wound, but it slices from the nostril, completely throwing it off balance.
Okay, yeah, well, thanks. Pretty sure you win that.
Not by as much as I would be comfortable with.
I got 6.
6? I think we tied.
Oh my. Good thing I spent willpower.
What happens on a tie?
I
think we just failed each other.
Hold on. In the event of a tie, the storyteller awards victory to the player with the best stunt.
That would be you.
Okay, so
I didn't even describe anything.
Right. 2 plus the 3 is 5.
Okay, you crashed it.
Cool.
Good job.
So I get 5, plus 5 for crashing it, plus 1 for withering, so I should be up by 11.
So you're at 22.
Much better.
I'm going to be able to kill something eventually. However, boars 4 and 3 get to go, in that order.
And they're both on him. And his defensive too.
Can you not?
I think I have to.
Can you not, Lauren?
I think I have to.
I wrote it down, so I didn't forget.
Alright, is 4 the one that you have in your hands?
3.
3. So 4 just tried to bite you, and I think it failed last time.
Yeah,
Or
because
did
they
no
knocked
damage.
its head out of the way with the other boar's head.
Okay. It's going to stomp down on your, this side, relying on, hopefully, again, not super tactical, but with your weakened leg, hoping to knock you over.
And he's going to attempt to parry by leaning into it with his left shoulder and trying to shove it backward.
I got 3 right on the nose.
Son of a... Alright.
Which is a failure.
It's still...
It goes up by 1. It's not crashed anymore.
Oh,
That's
what?
funny. You can't get the +5 for crashing it because it just climbed out of crash until next round.
I will say that even though you're trying to go into it, you still have, the other one in your arms. As,
And now you're prone.
Yeah. And now it's board 3's turn.
Which has how much initiative?
It's also...
-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also crash. However, this one is just going to bite at your hands to get you to let it go.
Actually, I legit can't think of a stunt for this. Yeah, I'm just going to spend 2 excellence, or 4 motes for 2 levels of excellency.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just what happens, happens.
All right,
But I
let's
can't
see
think of a
it.
stunt.
3.
Okay,
So what
you
turns
get
for 1?
1 extra die.
So 5.
Basically, yeah.
3.
Okay.
And it gets 4, and
up
it's not
to 2,
crashed.
and I'm down to 9. Alright, new round. We each get 5 motes back.
Correct.
Yay.
And Atlas is at the top of the order.
Alice is at 23 motes.
As you guys are in this small little dip between hills, you start to feel the ground quake beneath you. Go ahead and roll perception plus awareness.
4.
Nice.
3.
Okay, perfect. You guys, something large is coming towards you?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it amuses me.
The super Hellbore of legendaries.
We managed to kill the one. Oh, God. Alright. Blow your initiative and murder another one. We need to get out of here.
And you can feel that it is coming from the upper... So you guys came from the bottom of the hill. It is coming from the top of the rolling hills.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So it's not here yet, but it's coming.
I guess I should roll it and join battle, huh?
It depends. Can it do things now?
No. You just can feel it coming.
So the next up is me.
Excellent, you're prone.
Yeah, yes.
However, I'm still going to attempt to do the thing.
Get up.
Yes, for one. And then I'm also going to flurry. And haha, I stand up. Okay. And then the next thing that I do is I'm going to attempt to initiate a grapple with Boar 3. So once again, he muscles himself up from the ground, attempting to grab the boar by its shoulder joints near the torso. So it's 9-7, so 2 rounds of control again. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to spend the last of my essence and 1 willpower to do Shockwave Technique.
Oh, break out the big guns.
Now what this will do is it's probably going to do 1 die of minimum withering damage to everybody that I hit with it, but it's also going to knock everybody prone.
Does it not knock the other people prone too?
Foes struck by this explosive impact are knocked to the ground, and the damage of the throw is applied to each of them separately.
Oh my god.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure I crashed Boar 4.
Oh, is this initiative?
Yes, this is withering.
Okay.
Alright, so I did 8
Okay.
to Boar 4, so it's at -7, and I crashed it.
Excellent.
And now for the throw. So I have 4
Okay.
successes to hit, and their evasion is 3,
Mm-hmm.
which means all of them get hit by it.
Okay.
But their soak is such, and there's not an overwhelming thing on this, so I only get 1 die of damage for each of them. For Boar 1,
Okay.
takes nothing. Boar 2, takes 1. Boar 3, takes nothing. And they're all prone.
Excellent.
Next, it would be Boar 2, which is at 4.
And I will
Excellent.
clash with it.
Okay.
So is it going to get up and try to attack me?
Oh,
No.
it's getting up running away.
Oh, to run away, though, it has to... So, first of all, it's in short range with somebody, so it has to get up at a difficulty 2.
Okay.
If it's going to flurry, then it's at -3. And if it's going to use disengage, then I get to contest it.
That's fine. It's an animal. It's not...
Yeah.
I don't need to understand tactics.
And then-
Try to get up.
Yep. Difficulty 2.
I succeed.
Okay. It's going to try to flee, and I'm
Yes.
going to try to hurt it.
Okay.
So I'm going to oppose... So it's going to use its disengage dice, which should probably also be combat movement.
Okay.
And then I will be attacking it. And I will use a decisive attack because John has convinced me. So it's turning to flee. And I basically... So it gets up and it starts to run away. And I basically... I'm already up and I've been fighting with these things after he knocked it down. And I launch myself in the air. And as it's attempting to run away, I land on its back and impale it back through the back of the neck with a blurring motion because I'm basically just hopping up in the air and then basically teleporting forward. My anima flapping in the wind. Flapping? That's the wrong term.
Yeah.
Sparking? Trailing? Mm-hmm. Like the engines of a jet fighter. Blood spurting in the back of his head explodes.
Okay, 2.
Okay.
2 point. Oh my gosh.
It fails to run away.
3. It spent willpower too.
It really wanted to get away.
We wanted to get away.
Alright, well I got 6.
Good job.
Okay.
Oh wow, really? Only 6?
Yeah. 10.
Nice.
How many extra do I get? 1? For beating on a clash?
Yes.
So 11. And that doubles to 22. Thunderbolt attack, Prada.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, it's dead.
Maybe. It has a lot of health levels.
No,
It doesn't have 22.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, that's 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's 13.
The way I see this, you have your thundering, you make contact, and the power of you, your solarness, it just you strike it, and then it just shoots out as all your energy does the rest of the damage, to fling its body at a tree, splitting it in half. Trees are falling all over each other. And you now have a hellboar that has entrails flying all
over the place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gross.
I can occasionally do something useful.
Yeah, holy shit.
I almost would have splattered to you.
Yeah.
That one tried to run away. It's dead now.
The other tries... Oh, somebody else's turn.
Yeah, it's 4-3. It's prone right now.
It's prone. Is it going to flurry and run?
Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't get up.
No,
One?
it's not.
Sorry, I do need to be... It would spend willpower to get up and run away.
Okay.
So it's up, and then it runs. Are you opposing it? Because you don't have to.
No.
Okay, it runs.
Okay,
We've
and
got
then...
2 heads. I'm sure that's more than Lord Douchebag.
3 if you count the one back at the starting point.
Sure. Plus whatever's coming downhill.
Which
Right.
one's next?
Next one is Vor 1 at -3.
And it also gets up. It gets up and runs away.
Cool.
Alright. Next is Vor 4 at -7.
That one does not run away.
It can't get up.
It can't get up.
Okay.
It is stunned. Because that was the one you threw, correct?
Yes.
So stunned from that.
Yeah. It's still like figuring out what the hell it just happened. Alright. So that's that initiative pass. We get another 5 modes back.
5 modes back.
Alright. I will describe what's happening.
Cool.
And then we'll break. So, you guys feel that whole 3 seconds, 6 seconds, the thundering, boom, 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 as it's starting to get louder, crashing. You guys take that moment to look up at the top of the hill, and you see a young woman crossing it, running down, panicked, as...
Oh, okay. Good job on the mislead.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You can see she's dressed in peasant clothing and seems to have wounds as there's blood coming down one of her arms, dripping as she's running with what seems to be all her might, and is just completely doing her best to run past you, not even really aware that you're there. She's pretty typical for this region, more that Germanic. And then right behind her is easily twice the size as all the other hellboars that you've been fighting, but there's something very wrong about it.
I think I found Mama.
All over its body, there are spikes, as if it was just one big prickly hellboar. And that includes all of its teeth that look to be razor sharp. And it's going for this one woman who's running away from it. Next time on Games of Divinity, a Northern Chronicle.
It's a
But,
giant
don't give me ideas. I might just decide to do that.
Please no. I know I have to say this frequently when you do things, but please no. What's 0 times 2, Lauren? You got the finance degree, you tell me.
Not enough.
I do feel like Becca's got it up for you a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so yes.
Which, by the way, and because this question came up, thank you
Yes.
very much. The heaviest object ever dragged by a human being was a 188-ton airplane dragged 28 feet by a strongman from Canada. How dare we travel like mortals, like peasants?